Good morning. Welcome to the Peak Orthotics Jumpstart Your Orthotic Program video series. So in this first video, we're going to go jump right ahead and talk about the difference of the types of the different orthotics. So most people and most patients don't know that there's different types of orthotics. So I thought I'd outline them for you with a quick plus and minuses of every device and how they function. So your traditional orthotic, called a functional device, is made out of a 3/4 length piece of fairly rigid or semi-rigid plastic, typically polypro, and how it's made is that there needs to be a plaster positive made of the foot, and then this piece of plastic is heat molded and typically vacuum formed to it, and then the postings are the flat base is created by gluing it on the outside of the shell and then grinding it flat and make it fit to the footwear. So the advantage to this device and how it works is that it will support the foot obviously in a very effective fashion, because it is so firm, so you can put as much body weight as you want on this thing and it doesn't really flex. The disadvantage to this device is that you have a piece of plastic that's the same density that's from the heel to the med heads, and you have, as you know, quite a few joints that go from the rear foot to the forefoot. So to support every single joint of the foot through a single surface can be a bit of a challenge, and it poses some problems in terms of allowing the foot to freely function. But however, it does what it does well, and that is effectively bracing the foot into a position. So in a position where you have an extremely weak foot or challenge into a distorted position, distorted stance, and you want to correct it, this can be a very effective device, and it's been proven effective over time. So this is a good brace. It's called a functional or traditional type of orthotic. Moving along to more accommodative type device. This is the second type of orthotics that's commonly known in the field. So traditionally, actually I should open a quick bracket to saying that traditionally has been known as functional or accommodative. And this third bracket is fairly new, especially to Peak Orthotics. Since we're really pushing for the rehab aspect. So anyways, come back to the accommodative type device. So what an accommodative device is more or less of a mirror image of the foot. So there's no real correction in a typical accommodative type device. It's really anatomically correct in terms of you align the foot to subtalar neutral and create a mirror image of that and support the plantar aspect of the foot in a very even fashion. So that the goal of an accommodative type device is to A, cushion, and B, is redistribute the heavy plantar loads. So this can be really effective for a high arched rigid type foot that you're trying to bring some shock absorption to it. It can be really effective for a diabetic patient that you're trying against to minimize some of the shearing forces of the foot. So we use a specific top cover for it for diabetic patients as well, and it is very functional for what it is. So this is an accommodative type device, again, for ideal more cushioning and more reducing the plantar pressures, like the heavy loads that you'd have on the first med head or the heel or different aspects of the foot. So then let's move ahead to the dynamic rehab, which is where we excel. This is where your competitive advantage comes when working with Peak Orthotics. And how this device works, well, it has similarities to the accommodative type device, but it also has similarities to the functional type device in a ways that it is a corrective product. So we do post the rear foot accordingly, and as well as the forefoot, to match with what we're trying to achieve. So I'm going to go over these details in video number 2 to why people overpronate. But in video number 1 here, we're just talking about the actual device. So how this device works is we do correct the rear foot position and want to support the rear foot as much as possible to minimize some of that overpronation. However, this is where everything changes, and we're actually focusing on mobilizing the forefoot, allowing the forefoot to work this way, as well as it's not a perfect arch support, so it's more of a rear foot cupper, and it opens up towards the forefoot. So the goal is to actually challenge the extrinsic flexor muscle group and the intrinsic muscles as well, in order to have an effective foot workout every time that you walk with it. So it is a very functional device in terms of it's been proven for many years now. We've been testing and improving our products, and this is great. Who this is for is your typical overpronator. So as you know, there's about 70 to 75% of the North American population that overpronate at mid-stance gait. So this working dynamically through gait will actually retrain the flexors back to shape, and coupled with a good treatment plan, we can really see some positive results and see some feet getting stronger, some legs getting stronger, the stance getting more solid, straighter, and the posture balance improves, and there's some substantial benefits to using the dynamic rehab orthotic. So this concludes the video number 1. I hope you enjoyed, and please join me again tomorrow morning for video number 2. We're going to talk about why people overpronate and the causes where that comes from. So thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow.